Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So we're looking at Forex pairs today and just seeing a little bit of a cap on the euro dollar pair, even though it has been bullish for the majority of the last 5 or 6 weeks since we saw a dip towards the 114 area. So we've had non-farm payroll data numbers that failed to light up the market at all, and you can just see the weakness in the jobs market, the deterioration that's become in the last few readings for the NFP. But on the flip side, for the open this week on the European news, is that France's Prime Minister has lost his confidence vote, and they'll be looking for a new one. So that's given a little bit of a downside cap, as I said, in the last couple, or yesterday and today as well. So we've just lost roughly around 50 to 60 pips on the euro dollar pair. This is on a daily chart, by the way. RSI just flirting with the neutral zone at the moment. So just waiting to see if there's going to be any pickup, any kind of sentiment change before we can just hit this kind of top here at 118. If we scroll all the way back, we didn't see these kind of prices going all the way back to 2021. So nicely done for the euro, especially after breaking parity not so long ago, diving below 1. And we're just seeing now that price action, as I said, very, very uncertain before having another test towards parity and then rising higher. So 4-hour chart, as we say, if we look at intraday, we're just seeing now that price action is just taking a little bit of a step back in the near term. And let me just expand this chart so it's a little bit easier to see. Like I said, so we had this rally of roughly about 200 pips to the upside. Now we're having a little bit of a dive of roughly to 50 to 60 pips to the downside, having a nice consolidation now before the next move. So as I said, lots of news to come. ECB interest rate decision tomorrow, expected to hold at 2.15%. And we're just waiting to see now if there's going to be any surprises because the Fed obviously is really pressured to start lowering this rate as well. We've also got CPI data coming out of America, which is expected to go further towards the 3% target rather than the 2% target that the Fed has magically imagined that it was going to reach at the beginning of this year. Obviously, Donald Trump did put a little bit of a stop to that with his tariff agenda. So we're just waiting to see if any surprises from the European Central Bank, which is not expected, but any big surprises from CPI data could start shaking the market quite significantly. And we've seen that on the dollar yen as well. We're just seeing now that the dollar is taking quite a step back in the last few trading weeks, falling over again 200 pips, having a slight pickup on the greenback like we saw in the euro dollar pair for now. But is this just a slight uptick before we have another move down to test these fresh lows? We'll have to wait and see. But it is looking quite worrying for the dollar because it is really under pressure against most of its competitors, not really challenging for any big peaks at the moment. RSI as well, not really giving us too much to talk about, just flat in the neutral zone. As I say, had a bit of a slight pickup when it had the oversold area, but we're just seeing now that price action is a little bit further subdued on the dollar yen pair. Obviously, with further trade tariffs expected to come into play this morning, Donald Trump did say, well, he is pressuring Europe to put tariffs on China and India as well to try and halt Russia's expansion. So we're just waiting to see if that's going to come into play and how detrimental it will be for the markets. But lots to think about, lots to talk about. But as always, we'll bring you all the latest in fundamentals and technicals as they come, especially tomorrow with the big headlines, CPI data, interest rate data as well. So stick with us, stay ahead, trade responsibly, and we'll speak again next time. Bye.